Once upon a time, we measured the distance in darkness. What is spoken will eventually come to light. Water captures your reflection. I capture human interactions. Create human-like conversational dialogue to help you write a blog, to cut down hours of prep that you log. I'm an engineer in marble. Who better to break down the Constitution? Who better to show and explain the revolution? Who better to uncover the truth? Montanna, Uncle Rico, Gerry, Rod. We are a reflection of our country's scars. The Doneson Podcast. Show them who we are.
You know I love you so. We're back, we're here. Let the music take control. The season's here. In case you didn't know, we're glad you're here. I hope you like the show. For many years. Let's start the show.
So, have you ever been to a restaurant and you get all the way up to the front counter and you order and find out that the bill is sky high? You know what I mean? It's like, then you're like, I want that, I want this, and I want that. And you don't want to say, hey, this is too high. So they ring it up and they say, hey, it's this amount. So you go ahead and pay for it, right?
Yeah.
So at this
Cussing
restaurant.
under your breath.
Right, exactly. I've been like, what the hell? And the line was long, right? Now, I went to this restaurant. It was so high, but I couldn't leave the place. It took me like 4 hours to leave the place. After I got finished eating, it took me 4 hours.
I bet I know where you were.
Y'all don't want to know why it took 4 hours to leave the place?
No, why?
Because it costed me an arm and a leg, and I had to hop to the door and try to open up the door with one arm.
You know what?
Hey, but you remember that time? We was at your birthday party.
What?
And I went to the bar and I told the man to give me the best, what was the bourbon he had?
Yeah. It was like,
And it was $45.
yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, you asked for it.
Yeah.
Kane Steakhouse.
I said, well, I can't make no scene.
Yeah.
I went on paid for it.
Yeah.
But I was hot as hell.
I grabbed the back of Unc's collar because like he's gonna make a run for
Yeah.
it. I was like, we can't do that in here.
Hold steady.
Now, speaking of Unc, looks like you're up for another role in another fabulous movie you're starring in. That's,
All right now.
Let's take a look.
Let's get that money.
The best actors of our time, Uncle Rico and Shanna Montana, starring in My Way or the Highway.
Where my food at?
Your food.
Yeah, my food.
Better be ready.
I'm hungry.
You hungry? I know. On your way from work, you drove past several restaurants.
Wait a minute, hold up, woman.
McDonald's, Wendy's, Sonic, Captain D's.
Don't I take care of this household?
Sweats, you.
Where's my food?
Allegedly, you take care of the household now.
Who paying the bill?
The Lord.
The
Jesus
Lord.
paid it all.
I'm working.
You know, you work.
I'm
work
the
too.
one going through the
I work
time.
too.
But I'm paying the bill.
You don't need to cook for me.
Cook for you?
Yeah. I
roll
work too.
reimbursed.
Hey, matter of fact, I make more than you. So
Don't make no difference.
Yeah, it do.
The roll
You should be
reimbursed.
cooking for me.
Where's my food, woman?
Ain't no food. I got some Alpo. I got some dog food.
Oh, it's like
For
that
your
now.
dog ass. That's
What?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what we
Oh,
on.
we got dog food for my dog ass.
Exactly.
Okay, well, I'm out then.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
out.
All right.
Bid for you.
You could be
Look at
that.
yourself.
I can do
I'm
that.
out
I
of
can
here.
do that.
I ain't doing this no more.
Now, we all make mistakes, right? It's part of being human. But what if we could go through life without ever making a mistake? What if we could always be perfect? Now, it's an appealing thought, but it's also unrealistic, right?
Yeah.
No.
Perfection is impossible. There will always be times when you make mistakes, no matter how hard we try to avoid them, right? Do we hold the protector of our family accountable for all of their faults? Can our protector have bad moments? You know, in the family dynamic, there's a protector, right?
Yeah.
Or will we hold their past against them forever?
I would hope not.
No,
That's something to think about, right?
no, I mean, because you're going to make mistakes. So why would you hold somebody to something like that?
To a
When you all
unrealistic
know you're
standard.
going to fail too.
Yeah, that's not a realistic
nah.
standard.
Yeah. All right. Keep that in mind. But now it's time for Rapid Fire! Uncle Rico, in 2009, the FBI arrested 127 members of which crime family?
The Simpson family. That'd be my family.
Not
No,
the
man, I'm just playing, man. I just play. They're going to get me when I get home. But I think, I believe I saw that on the news. Gambino family.
That's right,
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Good job. All right, what's the act of demanding something of value under threat or force or harm?
Yeah, going it. Threat to harm. How long I got?
2 seconds.
Oh, okay.
Because it's
Extortion!
Yeah.
on Rapid Fire, Montana.
Yes.
What was one of the largest financial frauds in history?
That good old Bernie Madoff Ponzi scheme.
You got that right, Montana.
Yeah.
Now check this out, Montana. In 1968, who was appointed chairman of the Illinois chapter of the Black Panther?
Fred Hampton.
You got it right. Now, we had talked about the protector, right?
Right.
Now, the FBI was started in 1908 by Attorney General Charles Bonaparte as the Bureau of Investigation, BOI. Bravo, October, Indigo, right? Mm-hmm. The BOI was created in response to the growing problems of interstate crime. Mm-hmm. And, you know, from state to state is interstate crime, right?
Right.
Now, at the time, there was no federal law enforcement agency with the authority to investigate crime that crossed state lines, including counterfeiting, bank robbery, and interstate transportation or stolen goods. So in 1935, the BOI was named.
Maybe the FBI.
That's right, Montana. Now, the FBI mission was to expand to include investigation of organized crime, white-collar crime, and civil rights violations. Now, the FBI also began to play a more active role in the Cold War, which is, you know, like a friendly gesture between Russia and the United States, like, hey, we're big and bad, but we're not going to do anything. Cold War. Investigating Soviet spies and other foreign threats.
Wait a minute, cuzzo. I've brought some stolen goods, had a couple of counterfeit 20s in my wallet, and been an innocent passenger waiting in the car of a 7-Eleven robbery, and I've been known to wear a white collar every now and then. Who they think they looking for, me?
Okay, thanks, Gerry. Now, check this out. I always wondered, you know, when I was, you know, how do you become an FBI agent, right? Now, here's the minimum requirements. To meet the minimum qualifications to be eligible for FBI, you must be a United States citizen, be at least 23 years of age and no older than 37 years of age, right? Have a bachelor's degree from an accredited college or university and have a minimum, get this, GPA of 3.0. They ain't taking it by semesters. It's a whole graduate, you know. Now, to be able to meet these physical fitness standards for the FBI, you have to do a minimum of 20 sit-ups in 1 minute, a minimum of 14 push-ups untimed, a minimum of 1.5-mile run with under 13 minutes and 59 seconds for women, and 12 minutes and 24 seconds for men. Now, the minimum of 300 meters sprint in 50 seconds for women and 45 seconds for men. I think everybody's capable of doing that, right?
Nope.
Allegedly.
Hey, you had to go apply for the BOI. Yeah. Now, to be able to pass this background investigation, credit check, the FBI, I guess there's no Pookie and Ray Rays on the FBI. The FBI credit check is used to assess the application's financial responsibility. All right. They look at your credit score, DTI, you know, debt to income ratio, and any history of bankruptcies or foreclosure, right? They will also go and interview with your friends, families, and check your references. That's something, right?
Yeah.
And polygraph an examination, right? As long as they don't ask me if I lied to women, I'm good.
Oh, God. We know you fail instantly.
I'm like, can I see the questions before we start? Now, Montanna, have you ever thought about being an FBI agent?
Never.
Never.
Who want to be a cop? That's what they are. Still the police.
No, now, you know, if you were an FBI agent and you were dating, you can look up at anything, right?
I know how to still look up anything. I don't need an FBI agent for that.
All right, now let's take a look at the leader of the FBI, J. Edgar Hoover, right? Now, J. Edgar Hoover was the director of the FBI for 48 years, from May the 10th, 1924 to May the 2nd, 1972. He was appointed by President Calvin Coolidge in 1924 and served under 8 presidents. Now, Hoover, he was a complex and controversial figure. Now, he was an avid reader, and had a vast library of books and documents. Now, he was particularly interested in the history of law enforcement. Now, Hoover was also a skilled photographer, all right? Now, he was also a fitness fanatic, and he also was a strict vegetarian. Now, he was a paranoid man. We're about to get into this, right? Now, he was convinced that he was being targeted by his enemies, paranoia. So he had a secret file on everyone who was considered to be a threat, including presidents and other top officials. Now, believe it or not, he kept files on civil rights leaders as well, Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X. He believed that these leaders were a threat to the national security, and he used his files to try to discredit them. Now, check this out. On November the 21st, 1964, a package that contained a letter and a tape recording allegedly of King's sexual indulgence was delivered to King's address. Although the letter was anonymously written, Martin Luther King correctly suspected the FBI sent the package, right? Now, Coretta Scott King, that's his wife, said the tapes compromised only the mumbo jumbo. That's a good woman right there. But the letter does not specifically precisely what action they're urging King to undertake, but King understood that the letter was advocating for him to commit suicide.
It's not funny, but it's funny. I get letters, or you could say text messages like this every week from women all the time. So this could be good thing,
All right, now let's take a little closer at Malcolm X here. The FBI did not directly set up Malcolm X's assassination, but they did contribute to his death in a number of ways. You want to hear these ways, right? The FBI placed Malcolm X under constant surveillance for years, using informants, wiretaps, and break-ins. The surveillance made Malcolm X feel paranoid and isolated, and it also made it difficult for him to plan his activities. Now, the FBI also spread rumors and misinformation about Malcolm X, trying to discredit him and alienate him with his supporters. And that's the freedom train right there. Yeah, come on, Malcolm. Now, this campaign of disinformation made it more difficult for Malcolm X to build a following and achieve his goals. Now, in addition to spreading rumors, the FBI also tried to discredit by planting false information in his speeches and writings. That's different. All right. Now, organized crime. In recent years, the FBI has continued to go after organized crime. The FBI has investigated and prosecuted organized crime involved in drug trafficking, money laundering, murder, extortions, racketeering, and human trafficking. In 1929, the FBI arrested 127 members of the Gambino family, one of the largest and most powerful mafia families in the United States. All right. Now, in 2013, the FBI arrested 33 members of the Sinaloa drug cartel, one of the largest drug cartels in the world. The arrests were the results of multi-year investigation that also resulted in the seizure of tons of drugs and millions of dollars in cash. Now, we're almost finished here. White-collar crimes. In 2008, the FBI investigated Bernie Madoff's Ponzi scheme, which was one of the largest financial frauds in history. All right. In 2015, the FBI investigated FIFA Soccer Corporation scandal, which involved widespread bribery and fraud in international soccer. All right. And the FBI in 2020 investigated the COVID-19 Pandemic Relief Fund, which involved billions of dollars in fraudulent claims for COVID-19 relief funds. Man, you invest in stocks, right?
Yep.
Have you ever been approached to invest into something that just didn't sit right with you?
That I can think of right offhand. Because I would scrutinize everything while I'm spending my money.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But,
Right.
No, I can't think of anything that. But, well, you know, if it don't sit right, I damn sure ain't spending my money. But I can't think of anything right offhand.
Okay. All right, and let's take a look at political crimes such as bribery, extortion, money laundering, campaign finance violations. The FBI has also investigated a number of high-profile political corruption scandals, including the Iran-Contra affair, which was a major scandal that involved the sale of weapons to Iran in exchange for the release of American hostages held in Lebanon. All right. Now, it's very interesting when you do a podcast next to a Subway, you know, restaurant that is.
Okay.
All right. Cybercrime. We're just breaking this down before we move forward. Now, phishing. Anybody heard of phishing?
Yeah.
Okay. It is just a type of scam where criminals send emails or text messages that appear to be from a legitimate source. Once the victim enters their personal information or the fake website, the criminals can steal it. Malware. Malware is a software that is designed to harm a computer system. Malware can be installed on a computer through a variety of ways, such as clicking on a link, opening an infected attachment, or downloading a file from the untrusted source. Cyber attacks. Everybody know what that means, right?
Yep.
Or attacks that are designed to disrupt or disable a computer system. Now, in 2014, the FBI arrested the creators of what is called the Black Shades ransomware, which infected millions of computers and held their data hostage. In 2015, the FBI arrested the creators of Flame malware, which was used to attack government and military targets in the Middle East. Now, in case you didn't know, here are some tips to help you stay safe from cybercrime. Use strong passwords, right? Don't reuse them across different websites. Do you guys, well, I shouldn't say that on this podcast, right?
Right.
You'd be like, yeah, I do. I need to get that changed.
Shouldn't say much about our passwords.
Definitely keep your software up to date. I do find myself updating my phone and my computer constantly. Be careful about what information you share online, and don't open emails or attachments with unknown senders.
Right.
All right. I think everybody knows that, right?
Yeah. Get them emails all day at work.
All right. So we got one more here. You ever heard of COINTELPRO?
What?
COINTELPRO.
No. What is that?
This was a counterintelligence program, which was a series of covert operations conducted by the FBI from the 1950s to the 1970s. The program was designed to disrupt and discredit political organizations that the FBI considered to be a threat to the government. The FBI targeted a wide range of groups, including civil rights organizations, the Black Panther. So this is unique here. On March the 8th, 1971, an activist group called Citizens Commission to Investigate the FBI burglarized a local office of the FBI in Media, Pennsylvania, and stole classified documents. I don't know how they got away with that, right? Part of those documents revealed a secret FBI operation called COINTELPRO. Those documents were later sent to newspapers and members of the United States Congress. And they did an investigation, and they found, guess what they found? A copy of the suicide letter that they sent to MLK. Can you believe that? And also, the Fred Hampton raid in 1969, the FBI raided the apartment of Fred Hampton. Y'all hear about this? The chairman of the Illinois chapter of the Black Panther. Hampton was shot and killed during the raid, along with another Black Panther, Mark Clark. The FBI claimed that Hampton was armed, but no weapons were found at the scene. The raid was later revealed to be a planned assassination, and it has been widely condemned as a gross violation of civil rights. How do you know, one more last thing, how do you know if the FBI is messing with you? If you experience surveillance, such as wiretaps, infiltration, sometimes FBI can get to your closest friends. So one of us here could be an FBI agent, you know? Harassment, raids and other forms of intimidation, and propaganda. If, I guess, everybody at work starts disliking you for no reason, that could be the FBI, y'all. So does anything stick out that I just read?
I mean, as far as the part about Fred Hampton and that set-up assassination, that stands out. Still an injustice.
Yeah.
What do you think, Aunt?
Yeah, same thing going on today, man. Ain't nothing changed. Same old story.
Yep, different day.
Same old games. Just get a little more high-tech information they can use.
Yeah.
Against you.
We give it to them on these social media
Yeah,
apps.
social media apps. Yeah, what you see it.
Okay. Now, the FBI's actions were often motivated by fear of communism, but they also reflected in a deep-seated racism within the FBI. The FBI's relationship with the Black Panther is a reminder of the importance of protecting the civil rights of Americans, regardless of their political views. Every one of you listening to my voice, tell the world, tell this to everybody, wherever they are. Watch us and listen to us everywhere. Keep listening. Keep watching the skies. Your smart TV, your phone. The Doneson Podcast has arrived.
Enjoy a little more sunshine. Oh, baby. Anticipation is that time of the year. The Doneson Podcast.